floor, as is Rory O'Connell. Oku Thatcher, the big man, is back. So too is Joel House and the rest of the state's third-ranked team. A trip to Champaign at stake on our WCTV Game of the Week. Live from East Aurora High School, WCTV Sports presents the IHSA Class AA Super-Sectional as the 23-6 Downers Grove South Mustangs take on the 27-2 Steelmen from Joliet Township. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Bernhardt, joined as always by my partner Frank Palmasani. We come to you from a very warm East Aurora High School, and we come to you in a rematch of last year's game. Frank, Joliet Township, all season long, everybody expected them to be right back in this gym tonight.
You know, sometimes, Dave, you get the feeling that you're not even playing games for fun. You're not playing games for enjoyment, you're playing for survival. Because you have this great expectation in the beginning of the year. Everyone expects that you'll be downstate again, and you've got to survive it. Joliet's done more than that. Not only have they survived that challenge, but they've played well lately and done and played games convincingly.
You know, and another team that's played well lately is the team they'll be facing here tonight. Downers Grove South, at the beginning of the year, you would not have thought they would have made it to the Super-Sectional. A double overtime win over Shepherd. This is a formidable opponent.
It certainly is. You know, Dick Blaze, I think, felt last year's team with Adam Schaefer had more talent, more offensive punch, certainly. But this year has the chemistry. You know, it's really an irony of this game, Dave. We talked about it earlier. This team's theme is Rudy, the movie Rudy. What better a game to play than a team from Joliet, knowing the Joliet connection there. But the whole idea there was the heart that Rudy showed was symbolic to this team because this team plays with heart.
Heart notwithstanding, let's take a look at the way these two teams match up statistically. What they do on the floor. Well, we know Joliet Township, they will come at you. They average over 70 points per ball game. They have scored over 80 points twice in this tournament. Now, Downers Grove South, no slouch either. They will get up and down. They'll score about 66 points per ball game. On the boards, now both these teams have been out-rebounding their opponents all year long. Joliet by 8, Downers by 6. Field goal percentage just about dead even. Now, one thing to keep an eye on, Downers Grove South has only allowed their opponents to shoot 38% from the field. Both teams about even at the free throw line, and as you see, Downers Grove South will not take that many three-pointers. Well, these two coaches are no strangers to each other. They met right here 1 year ago. Dick Blaze from Downers Grove South, he's been around a while, and Mike O'Connell, well, we know he's closing out his coaching career this year with Joliet Township. They were by moments ago and had these thoughts going into this Super-Sectional game.
Stay consistent throughout the ball club, the ball game. They're going to pressure us. Our ball handling has been suspect. That's the thing we're going to have to do well. We have to bring that ball up into our half-court offense effectively, and that is what they are awfully good at, and that is probably our greatest weakness, is getting that ball up the court. Once we get into half-court play, we're not too bad, but that's what they're going to be out to do, we think, and I guess that's what the ball game's about, to find out if we can do that. Now, the boarding, we know they're a very strong boarding team. Again, they might have an edge on us. I think they got an edge on us each way, and you might say, well, they've got an edge every way. Well, how do you expect to win? It's going to have to be with a lot of heart, a lot of heart. That's what's going to have to do it.
Well, we're concerned the way we was starting out our last couple games. We can't come out and just keep giving up 8-point leads and then fight back and play pretty good ball after that. So we put in a 2-minute rule, no threes in the first 2 minutes of the game. Anybody shoots a three, they come out. I don't care if you make it. So hopefully we'll be a little more inside orientated. We are going to run what we call a V-cut offense to start with to get Gary moving. We think they're going to double down on him down low a lot. So this will move him from high and low post as well as to the outside.
Take a look now at the individual scores and rebounders in this contest. And again, when you get to this point, it's a team game. But individually for Joliet Township, of course, Gary Bell averages about 21 points a game. He's gotten the solid help all year long from Joel House and Michael Mine. On the other side for Downers South, a man to watch for, a man you'll be seeing a lot in the future, Eric Norberg. He is already signed with the College of St. Francis. He pops at about 22 per game. His help comes from Antoine Cuby. Beyond that, there's frankly not a whole lot of scoring. On the boards, we know Gary Bell, Bates, Ford, and Thatcher can do the job. But of course, for Downers Grove South, once again, Norberg, Erasmus Bafor will get up there as well. And Frank, let's talk a moment about Eric Norberg. He is the heart and soul of this team, and as I said, we'll be seeing a lot of him in the future.
Eric Norberg is the type of player, Dave, if you came out and you didn't know anything about his stats, and you try to find him, you wouldn't be able to. Because he's an unassuming looking athlete. He's thin, he's wiry, he doesn't look like he has presence on the floor, but he comes up big in the big games. He has a sixth sense for the ball. He finds himself around the offensive board. He scores inside, he scores outside. He is a winning type player. I know Pat Sullivan is thrilled to have him.
Okay, now Norberg is 6'4". How does Mike O'Connell match up with him?
Well, that's a good question. I think one of the keys defensively will be to watch who O'Connell will use to play Norberg. We know that Joel House has been Joliet's premier defensive player. Joel typically takes the best player. Sometimes it's a mismatch. Sometimes he has to guard against the taller player, and he may have to do that tonight with Norberg.
Okay, Joliet comes into this game definite favorites in this contest. They're 27-2, ranked third in the state. Let's take a look at the keys to this ball game, Frank.
Well, I think for Downers Grove South, first off, you know, the thing they have to do, and Dick Blaze talked about this, is they've got to take away something that Joliet gives them. They can't take everything away, and so what Dick's electing to do is get away from his real tough man-to-man pressure and play a soft man-to-man defense. In other words, really get off on the help side, really be conscious of taking away the inside game. The second thing that Downers has to do, and we've heard this from every coach that plays against Joliet, they have to send 5 players to the backcourt. They have to rebound the ball. They know that Joliet gets stick-back baskets, and they want to neutralize Joliet in that regard. And I think the third key for Dick Blaze is going to be the third scorer. He believes that Norberg can score. He believes that Cuby can score. Those players have scored consistently. But someone else has to come up big in this game. It might be Andrew LaCrone. It might be Andrew Mitchell. But one of those players has got to assert themselves to be the key third scorer. Now for Joliet, Mike O'Connell wants his club to come out with a game plan early. None of this wait 3, 4, 5 minutes to really go after him. You know, he talked about in the pregame this idea of not taking a three-point shot. The whole idea there was let's establish a game plan of getting the ball inside, and let's do it right from the start. The second thing that Joliet wants to do is keep the pressure on. They know they have depth. Maybe Downers doesn't have that kind of depth. They've got to keep active, keep the pressure on the entire game. And if I were Mike O'Connell, I'd be going to the well. And the well for Joliet is one guy, Gary Bell. And Downers has got to stop him. If they don't stop him, I go to the well every time I can.
Super-Sectionals by their very nature are hot. It's about 85 degrees in this gym. It will be packed. Now we know back in Romeoville, there's a man standing by. He is cool as a cucumber. He'll be with us all night long, and that's our Frank Van. Frank?
Thank you, Dave, and thank you, Frank. And we want to thank all of you for joining us here on this, our final live telecast of the 1995 IHSA Boys Class AA Basketball Tournament. I'm Frank Vance. The Mustangs of Downers Grove South with a record of 23-6, the number 2 seed from the Downers Grove North Tournament, taking on the number 1 seed from the Joliet sectional, that being Joliet Township with a record of 27-2. Now both these teams bidding for one of 7 spots left for quarterfinal action play that'll begin this Friday in Assembly Hall on the campus of the University of Illinois. Now throughout this entire evening, we'll keep you up to date with some of the other super sectionals that are going on in IHSA tournament play. To begin with, at Northwestern in Evanston, it'll be Glenbrook North with a record of 28-1, taking on Warren at 22-7. At Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, it's St. Charles with a record of 23-6, taking on Hersey with a record of 25-5. In the Metro Center in Rockford, Boylan taking on Rock Island, both with identical records at 25-4. That ought to be a good matchup. And close by at Hinsdale Central, it's Thornton at 26-1, taking on the Hoop Dreams team of St. Joseph Westchester with a record of 22-7. Other super-sectional games that are going on in the state. At Illinois State University in Normal, it's Peoria Manual at 29-2, taking on Quincy at 24-5. And at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, it's Edwardsville at 23-4, taking on Centralia with only 1 loss against 28 wins. We'll be watching that game closely. Now, Farragut already ready for quarterfinal action play that'll begin on Friday. And coming up in a few minutes, it's the Mustangs of Downers Grove South taking on the Steelmen of Joliet Township. And make sure you stick with us at halftime because we'll review all the first half highlights. But coming up in just a bit, we'll send it back out to Dave Bernhardt and Frank Palmistani for the national anthem. And starting lineup on this, our live broadcast of the 1995 East Aurora Super-Sectional right here on WCTV, Channel 15.
Our name is Webbers and we come to say we sell blue jeans in a different way. If you're big and tall or slim and small, it don't matter, we can fit you all. We'll hem your jeans while you wait. We have shirts and jackets and they all look great. So don't go running all over the mall. Just come to Webbers and get it all.
Weber's, 1028 South State, Lockport, Illinois.
Remember, if you want to be in, you've got to get out to Webbers.
If you need sports, you need Continental Cablevision. Hold on when Barkley and the Phoenix Suns try to set on the Shack and the Magic of Orlando on TNT. And put your need for thrills on ice when the USA Network presents Champions on Ice. And the Shack is back, and this time he's trying to take the sting out of the Hornets when Charlotte takes on Orlando on TBS.
Cable TV's looking good on Continental. Our quality show.
Welcome back to our studios here in Romeoville, and we'll be sending it out to Dave Bernhardt and Frank Palmistani for the play-by-play and color commentary of this, our live telecast of the East Aurora Super-Sectional. And as I said before, we'll be giving scores to Dave and to Frank throughout the entire ball game, updating you on some of the other Super-Sectional games that are going on in the state of Illinois. Downers Grove South, a record of 23-6 against the Steelmen of Joliet Township with a record of 27-2. These two teams have met once again. They met last year. Joliet came up on top, which earned them a right to go to quarterfinal action play. Now remember, Sports Channel will have all of the quarterfinal, semifinal, and final basketball games on Sports Channel this weekend coming up on Friday and Saturday. So make sure you stick with Continental Cablevision to watch the IHSA Boys Class AA basketball tournament. And while we have this chance, we are now going to send it back out to Dave Bernhardt and Frank Palmistani for the national anthem and starting lineups on this East Aurora Super-Sectional between the Steelmen of Joliet Township and the Mustangs of Downers Grove South. Guys?
Live from East Aurora High School is the Class AA Super-Sectional, matching the Steelmen and the Mustangs. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Bernhardt along with Frank Palmistani. We come to you from a nearly packed East Aurora High School, and now please join us for our national anthem. as if these Joliet fans need enough to rile them up, one of their very own with the national anthem from East Aurora. So glad you could join us live here from East Aurora High School along with Frank Palmisani. I'm Dave Bernhardt. This is what we've been waiting for. We've taken it this far. The winner of this ball game will head downstate to Champaign. And for the Joliet Township Steelmen, they are ready to make trip number 2, and they want to go down to Champaign and make some noise. Our public address announcer is Dick Paul. Let us now meet the starting lineups for this super-sectional.
Sika West, Joliet Township Steelmen with a record of 27-2 in blue, and the West Suburban Gold, Downers Grove South Mustang with a record of 23-6 in white. Starting at guard for Joliet Township, 6-foot senior number 10, Joel House. For Downers Grove South at guard, 5-foot 9-inch senior number 20, Mike Valentine. For the Steelmen at guard, 6-foot senior number 11, Rory O'Connell. For the Mustangs at guard, 6-foot 2-inch junior number 33, Antoine Cuby. At center for the Steelmen, 6-foot 5-inch senior number 40, Gary Bell. At center for the Mustangs, 6-foot 5-inch senior number 54, Andy Mitchell. At forward, 5-foot 11-inch senior number 23, Michael Mines for the Steelmen. For the Mustangs, at forward, 6-foot 3-inch center number 21, Andrew Lacrone. And at forward for the Steelmen, 6-foot 3-inch center, senior number 32, Oku Satcher. And for the Mustangs, at forward, 6-foot 4-inch senior number 23, Eric Norberg. Steelmen head coach, Mr. Mike O'Connell, assisted by Bob Koskowski and Mike Lutz. Mustang head coach, Mr. Dick Plays, assisted by Mr. Paul Runyon.
All right, so we are set to go in the super-sectional. And Frank, your final thoughts. I always ask Mike O'Connell and the coaches their final thoughts before the game. How about your final thoughts?
Well, you know, I think we're really going to tell a lot early. Will Mike O'Connell's game plan of not shooting the three-point shot, getting the ball inside work? Or will Dick Plays' game plan of trying to keep the ball out of the inside area, keep the ball out of the paint work? I think it'll be a test the wills early. What game plan will we go forward? And obviously, over time, we'll see how Joliet's depth and quickness wears down the Mustangs.
The starting lineups in this game, out of the 10 players that will start this game, only one of them is an underclassman. That's number 33, Antoine Cuby. He is a junior. The Steelmen very, very comfortable with that entire starting lineup of seniors. O'Connell, Mines, House, Bell, and Satcher. And on the other side, we've mentioned his name several times, the man to keep an eye out for, number 23, Eric Norberg. So happy you could join us here live on Channel 15. The winner becomes a member of the Elite 8. And Downers will control. And about 2 seconds in, Norberg with the easy bucket.
That's the type of thing Norberg does. He anticipates where the ball was going to go and goes right there for the steal and then a layup. The little thing that it makes Eric Norberg a great player.
House is partially blocked. Norberg cannot tightrope the end line.
House taking ball to the basket right away. No call, a lot of contact.
Bell to Traeger. Quickly back inside, Gary Bell. The All-Stater has his first 2.
That's a great out-of-bounds play where the inbounder goes right to the middle post. Rory O'Connell recognizes, gets the ball to Gary Bell. He's done it all year.
Of course, the Steelmen open up in a man-to-man. Mike Valentine hounded by Rory O'Connell.
Blaze was worried about just bringing the ball up the floor. Could Valentine handle the pressure?
The matchup is House on Cuby. Number 21 with it is Andrew Lacrone. Michael Mines guarding him. Valentine off balance.
The third player that has to come up big. Will it be Valentine? Somebody's got to score for the Mustangs other than Cuby and Norberg. soft man-to-man defense applied by Downers.
Remember, no three-point attempts in the first 2 minutes. You heard Michael Connell before the game say that. If you do, you're out.
And Joliet running flex offense, getting easy shots. That time Joel House shot the ball a little bit more pressure than Michael Connell would have liked and came up well short.
Remember, this is a Downers Grove South team that roared their way through the sectionals. They got past the favored Shepherd Astros, the #1 seed, in double overtime.
Great anticipation by Michael Mines, good steal. And we'll get a three-point opportunity because the referee will wave it down. Michael Mines with the layup.
And very early on, we see exactly what Dick Blaze did not want to happen, a turnover in the open floor.
Michael Mines, one of the things that we haven't talked enough about, I don't think, Dave, during the course of the year, is the intelligence of some of the Joliet kids from a defensive standpoint. Michael Mines reads the other team's offense. He does a great job of anticipating passing lanes.
The rebound to Downers, and we stay tied at 4. 90 seconds into this one. On the lean-in, it will go for Andrew LeCrone.
LeCrone with a size advantage. He just put the ball on the floor. Oh, error by Joliet.
Oku Satcher.
Satcher makes up for it quickly.
O'Connell finds Bell. 10-foot turnaround. Rebound Norberg.
Great pass from O'Connell into Bell.
Antoine Cuby, an air ball.
Dick Blaze doesn't like that shot at all.
That leads to a break. Mines will go to the line.
Mines was going hard, drew contact, and threw the ball up on the board in hopes that he'll get 2 shots. And he will.
Mines missed there just moments ago. 61% shooter from the line this year. The foul was on Antoine Cuby, his first, team second. Michael Mines needs another to give JT or pull them back into a tie. It's a very enthusiastic bunch of Downers Grove South fans. They have really become enamored with their team. Tied a little over 2 minutes into the game.
Joliet electing to go with full court pressure. Joel House gets called for a hold as Mitchell splits the trap. Rory O'Connell and Joel House double teaming Mitchell, attempting to get the ball in bounds. Mitchell splits it. House gets called for the hold.
Now we'll be up to the point guard, Mike Valentine. He works against Rory O'Connell. Norberg for three-point land.
Well, Norberg is an inside-outside player. Right now we see Gary Bell playing Norberg. Norberg stepped out, saw some space, took the shot right away.
Eric Norberg has made 15 three-pointers on the year. Not an outlandish number, but this Downers Grove South team has only made 51 on the season. Steelman looking for the lead on this trip. Baseline drive, O'Connell. The rebound to Cuby.
There's Joliet again.
Bell to Satcher.
Better than any team. They do such a great job when you rebound the ball of getting their hands in there. They get those loose balls, those steals, and they turn those into scores.
Dick Blaze wanted to get his team into the half-court game. LeCrone with the rebound to Satcher and the backside foul to the point guard, Valentine.
Right now, the thing that upsets Dick Blaze more than anything is that Downers Grove South is shooting the ball too quickly, not running offense. It's one pass, it's a drive opportunity, it's a quick shot. He doesn't want that. Great pass.
4:48 to play in the first quarter. Live from the East Aurora Super-Sectional. Stillman by a bucket. House a little bit too high for Satcher. Now Norberg on the run. Cannot climb it over the rim, but scraps his way back.
Norberg again, that ability to find the ball, comes up with a cheapie.
Dwayne Edmond into the ballgame. Now he has it and gives to Gary Bell.
Gary Bell's going to do his baseline drive shot.
And the rebound's falling into the hands of the Mustangs.
Defense by Andrew LeCrone.
Tied at 8. Mitchell has it ripped from Bell.
There again, great anticipation on Bell. He read the ball screen, came right over, left his man, boom, got right there to be able to get his steal. Excellent job of reading the other team's offense.
4 of the Steelman's 10 points have come in transition following turnovers. QB a 17-footer. Over the back goes LeCrone. That is his second foul.
LeCrone, a very active player, working hard on the offensive board, got called over the back foul. Mines was the player he went over the top.
LeCrone, a 6'3" senior. Again, last year on this very floor, LeCrone was just another player. And now he has to step up. He's one of the final 16 teams in the state as we see substitutions on both sides. Erasmus Baffer will come into the game for Downers Grove South. He wears number 55. John Ford will check in along with Chip Bates for Joliet.
Baffer is really a starter, but Dick Blaze likes the role of the 6th man for him. He's a junior. He doesn't get in as much foul trouble coming off the bench. He really appreciates what Baffer can give him coming off the bench as opposed to a starter, but he considers him as a starter.
Baffer is a 6'6" junior. You also got to look at number 24, Milo Moreland. He is a 6'4" senior. So both coaches here a little over 4 minutes into this game want to use their benches early. Tough shot from Bell.
And Joliet doing what we thought they would do, going to the well. If you're going to give Gary Bell an opportunity to have the ball in his hands, we're going to go to him and go to him consistently.
He has 6 of JT's 12. Norberg bumped by Bell, no call. And now there is. Early on, the pace has been to Downers Grove South's advantage. They've gotten into their half-court game.
They have gotten into their half-court game. I don't think Dick Blaze is pleased about the fact that they've shot the ball early. And I think one of the things we're going to see is if the pace continues where it's an up and down, 1 or 2 pass shots, Joliet's ability to use players off the bench will really work to their advantage. Downers will soften. Downers will get tired.
Eric Norberg, a 78% free throw shooter, has his 5th point of the night. And again, he will be playing at the College of St. Francis for the next 4 years.
Yeah, we saw Norberg at the free throw line. You can see great skills, beautiful rotation on that free throw.
Joel House looks inside. Bell so very strong. He works on Antoine Cuby. Norberg away with the loose ball.
Ford attempting to keep that pass alive. Couldn't do it, and it goes to Downers.
Mustangs a chance to lead, but John Ford with the block.
We've talked about John Ford's presence. Can you imagine the ability Michael Connell has to go to his bench with a 6'8" player who can get up and block shots? Another steal.
Edmond to push. Pull up, Edmond. Big rebound, Bates. And a walk.
Chip Bates really working hard on the offensive board to come down with that ball. Showing a lot of presence on the clapboard, unfortunately traveled.
Chip Bates just a junior, strong, but the feet move.
Unbelievable intensity in this game.
Contact, no call, and the bank shot comes from Ed Precht. House for 3.
Joliet needs to stretch it out a little bit. That's a big shot. That provides that impetus where Downers may come out more on defense, getting more opportunity to go inside. Big shot by Joel House.
So the tie lasts about 5 seconds. We are underneath 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Baffer misfires, House inside position.
And House comes right back now with a big rebound.
Edmond will give it up to House. Stillman at 27-2 on the season.
Joliet really conscious of posting up.
Long rebound, Bell.
You can see Chip Bates posting up. You can see Ford posting up. You see Gary Bell roping in the lane and posting up. The Joliet guards are just looking to see if they can dump the ball inside.
Doug Myers checked into the game for Downers Grove South. Michael Connell in his 14th year has himself a 3-point lead with 1.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter of the Super-Sectional.
And here comes Satcher replacing Gary Bell.
On the floor right now for the Steelmen, 3 juniors and a pair of seniors. Satcher and O'Connell, the 2 seniors in the lineup. Edmond throws it right into the hands of Moreland.
And Edmond did not read the defense at all. Look at Oku Satcher on the floor. Look at Edmond on the floor.
You don't think they want it here? Take a look at this.
Falls down. Look at Oku Satcher diving.
Steelman possession. A 3-point lead. Last year these two teams met. Joliet pulled away in the third quarter, eventually won it 72-59. They went downstate, lost in the quarterfinals to Carbondale, who would eventually finish second to Peoria Manual. Edmond working on top. Ford through traffic. Off the hands of Satcher.
Ford battling against big-time pressure. 3 players really sagged. Nick Blaze talked about keeping it on the inside and sagging. Ford could have probably kicked the ball back out for the easy shot. He instead elected to try his left-handed jump hook. Joliet really trying to force to the left side. O'Connell getting way off.
Ed Precht is running the show from the point guard position. And hammered on the shot is Milo Moreland.
Chip Bates coming up strong defensively. A lot of pressure. Official calls the contact.
Downers Grove South has stayed right there through this first period. Again, both coaches maybe moving players off the bench a little bit quicker tonight. It is a factor. Very, very warm in this gym.
I was thinking the same thing. The heat, the humidity in here. Good move on the part of the coaching staff, substituting in a very rapid fashion here.
That was Chip Bates' first foul. Milo Moreland to the line. Only a 42% free throw shooter. Downers Grove South, they knocked off Stagg. Lockport by just 6 in a low-scoring game. Bennett, and then the big, big double overtime win over Shepherd to get here.
I want to know how Dick Blaze could be wearing a sweater in this gym right now. Oh, man. It's got to be about 105.
With 30 seconds left. Mines will give to O'Connell.
Joliet likes to take the last shot. Don't appear to be conscious of the time here.
O'Connell over air attempt. And that will give Downers Grove South an opportunity to tie this one with 22 seconds left in the first quarter.
Unusual. Usually you see Joliet in those last 30 seconds hold it out and take the last one. That time they took a quicker shot. Gary Bell could have gotten called with a foul there.
Precht in the backcourt. Just makes it across the line in 10 seconds.
Big defensive move, traveling call. Now Joliet will have an opportunity to get the last shot of the quarter.
They have 9 seconds and the length of the floor to go.
It's the relentless Joliet pressure that gets you. Rory O'Connell needs to bring it up quicker.
Bell has to force it. But at the end of one, the Downers Grove South Mustangs are right there. Steelman by 2 in the Super-Sectional.
Rendell's GMC Commercial Trucks, Joliet's premier dealership, presents tough, dependable trucks from GMC. The Top Kick. We don't build one Top Kick. We build your Top Kick for your kind of work. Rendell's GMC Commercial Trucks also features the GMC Truck Forward. When it comes to design and workability, they're unbeatable. Rendell's GMC Commercial Trucks, Top Kick, Truck Forward, and Sierra 3500 HD. Rendell's, your premier GMC Commercial Truck dealership. City Center, Joliet.
And we want to thank the folks at Rendell's for being one of our local sponsors on tonight's live broadcast of the Class AA Super-Sectional. Be sure to visit Rendo's Commercial Truck Center at Route 53 and Mills Road in Joliet for a great selection of new and used GMC trucks. And be sure to tell them you heard of their great deals from watching the Game of the Week. Along with Frank Palmasani, I'm Dave Bernhardt. This is very much a parallel to last year's matchup between these two teams. Downers Grove South hung tough in the first period.
Hanging tough, certainly. Joliet really getting a lot off their defense, but just not getting enough off their offense, not converting. Big tip-in basket that time by the big guy for Downers Grove South, Erasmus Baffer.
This ties it at 15. Bell double-teamed in the low post, gets himself free.
Oh, beautiful move by Gary Bell, showing ball, going to the lane, and getting the scoop shot underneath.
Brecht having to run the point. In place of Mike Valentine, and he just pushes off.
Yes, Rory O'Connell with the heavy defensive pressure. Gets the chest there. He gets that body in front of the offensive player and draws the charge. Here it is. He gets there.
Now Bell on the offensive end, off the hands of Mines.
Tough pass trying to force it in.
Stillman looking for a turnover right here. Norberg and Bell, a pair of good ones.
Gary Bell working hard defensively. Norberg challenging.
The strip from O'Connell.
Great double up.
Excellent job getting back on defense by Doug Myers.
Outstanding house about Myers. Looked like Joliet was going to get a layup.
3-on-2 break for Downers Grove, and that will send Norberg to the line.
Norberg with the step-in shot. I remember way back in coaching, John Jones, that was one of his theories. When you catch the ball 2.5 steps from the lane, you take 1 step toward the basket, you draw contact.
You're a minute into the second quarter. And with the free throw, Downers Grove South tie this one up. Eric Norberg at the line. He had 29 points in that sectional championship game against Shepherd. 15 coming in the overtime. Tied at 17 from East Aurora. Joel House looking to break the tie, and he does.
House with a great head and shoulder move, gets that defense in the air, and then ends up getting a little layup because of it.
O'Connell creating havoc with whoever handles the ball up front for the Mustangs.
Nick Blaze knew that he was going to have to use different players bringing the ball off the floor. He couldn't rely on one guy.
Nice catch inside by Antoine Cuby. You know, we've not heard much from Cuby. He's one of the big men. He's one of the big scorers. You know, Frank, you mentioned there has to be 3 scores. Cuby averaging 16 points per game as we get a look at Joel House.
Nice move by House. Right, Cuby that time posted up. Downers did a nice job of recognizing and throwing the lob.
Other scores from around the state. Glenbrook North and Warren, the winner of that game would face the winner of this one. They are tied early on at 6. At the Northern Illinois Super-Sectional, Hersey leading St. Charles 19-12, and at Rockford Boylan 25-19 over Rock Island. Again, we'll update you on all those scores with Frank Vance at halftime.
Nick Blaze talked about the heart of his ball club, showing tremendous heart, encouragement, tenacity right now, competing with Joliet.
Gary Bell has 10 points. JT back to that 2-point lead. Brecht thought he saw Cuby heading out. Antoine Cuby says, I was heading to the bucket.
You talk about courage. How about what Rory O'Connell is doing defensively? I mean, he's there every time, every possession, there defensively forcing the turnover.
And not let Gary Bell have that inside position.
You don't want Ford with the ball out there. Quickly it goes into Bell's hands.
Guarded by Cuby. Antoine Cuby just picked up his second foul.
Smart. If you're in a situation and Gary Bell can get the ball in the free throw line, all you want is some motion around the basket. You don't want him to pass the ball. You want him to back in and get his shot off, which is exactly what he did there.
Now the Downers fans wanted a travel call on that one. But instead, Bell will head to the free throw line where he knocks down 75% of his free throws. monster 38-point game against Providence in that sectional final. He has 11 here tonight, and it's a 3-point Steelman lead. Pair of starters back into the game for Dick Blaze' team. Andy Mitchell, number 54, will check back in, and joining him will be number 21, Andrew Leckrone. Now, Leckrone has 2 personal fouls. He and QB with a pair.
Dick Blaze said that he wanted to use 9 players, and he's done that.
5:54 to play in the first half. Ford keeps it alive. But QB is there for the big rebound.
QB advances.
Stop and pop Leckrone. Rebound Ford. Here comes O'Connell. Ahead to Mines.
One more pass. There it is. Yes! Rory O'Connell finds the floor. He throws the ball across the floor. Michael Mines delivers to Joel House. Joel House delivers the score.
It doesn't get much prettier than this. Watch and enjoy the Steelmen running a patented fast break. We get a look first at Joel House at the line. 5-point lead. Will stay that way. Norberg with the rebound. Mike Valentine back in to run the point. Great feed inside Leckrone.
Great job on a part of Downersville South. Recognizing run and drop, changing directions, finding the open man. Oh, great pass. Oh, beautifully done, beautifully done. Ball goes to the corner on the break. They look inside. Bell gets doubled up. They throw the ball back to O'Connell. He sees it, throws the lob. Well done. There's the lob pass.
Bell at the line for a 1-and-1 as the Steelmen in the bonus with 5:15 to play here in the first half. Big number 40 will be calling it a career here in a few days at Joliet Township. He'll take his skills to Notre Dame. A dozen points here in the first half, actually in the first quarter and a half for Bell. This might be about the quietest 12 in a short period of time that we've seen from Bell. House the putback, no.
A lot of easy shots missed tonight by Joliet. John Ford missed a number of easy ones. That time a little tip in by House did not go down.
Valentine gives to Norberg around Bell. He finds himself at the free throw line.
Norberg, opportunity to take Gary Bell. He's going to do it. He would want nothing more than Gary to get into foul trouble.
You know, Frank, you had mentioned the pregame. You look at Eric Norberg, very unassuming. You look at him, you say, you know, okay, he looks like anybody else to be out in a parking lot somewhere shooting hoops, but he does a lot of nice things well.
Well, what he does with his body is he takes the ball and he's got an excellent first quick step. And that time, Michael O'Connell is going to elect to sit Gary Bell here with 2 fouls in the first half. I think that's a good move.
Norberg at the line for a pair. Of course, now he was a starter last year for this team that was here, but he was just another role player. What a tremendous adjustment that is to go from role player to team leader.
Right, Dick Blaze was saying before the game, not only was he a role player, but he was a player that even the coaching staff did not recognize the talent because they were so very much one-dimensional last year in terms of score with Adam Schaefer that they didn't realize that Norberg had the great scoring capacity that he does.
So the lead will stay at 3, 25-22.
See if Joliet can hang tough here without the all-star, Gary Bell.
Ford will give it up to House. Spin from House.
Again, we talked about the easy shots missed. Joliet putting a lot of pressure in the backcourt after rebounds, giving Downers an opportunity to run up and down that floor.
Norberg cuts this lead to 1. 25-24, and the Mustangs will not go away.
They smell the opportunity with Bell out of the game, and they want to take advantage of it.
Dwayne Edmond will reset the offense. We still have 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. A 1-point Steelman lead. Ford trying to post up inside.
Trying to get 4 down low. Mine's going to take it over the top. Yes! Three-pointer, big shot.
Michael Mines rattles home his 47th three-pointer on the season. The lead stretched to 4. Edmond nearly the steal. Norberg is fouled. Who will they get? Satcher?
Edmond nearly the steal, and then again another near steal, this time a foul.
Michael Mines is heading downstate in the three-point shooting contest, and that's why. He's been kind of quiet here in the postseason from this range.
When you talk about so many of the dimensions that Joliet has, multi-weapon club, that's certainly a weapon you're going to have to reckon with. You know, you get a three-point shooter in a game, Dave, and all of a sudden he can be quiet and then kill you in a contest. And here's somebody who can kill you, because if they continue to put Norberg at the free throw line, he will convert.
He is 6 for 7 from the line tonight. He has 12 points. That matches Bell's 12. Pulls his lead within 2. 13-point first half performance for Eric Norberg, and we still have 3.5 minutes to play, and Norberg will get a breather.
Oh, what a ball game.
Nothing flashy from Downers Grove South. They're not 23 and 6 just because they go out and throw the ball up. And there is the steal from Moreland. This for the tie.
Edmond's got to keep his head together. He's disappointed he didn't get a call on that steal. He's got to come right back now and deliver the ball.
And you don't think Downers Grove South believes? Great defensive work from Myers. Mines controls to Bates. Lob Satcher.
Contact around the basket. Referee calls all ball. Downers Grove South with momentum.
Underneath 3 minutes to play in the first half. A chance for the lead on this trip. They will bring it back up to Valentine. Tied at 28. Satcher, his second foul.
Oku Satcher coming up for the double team. A little bit of contact, and the whistle blows. Michael Connell not pleased. A lot of whistles going against Joliet.
Well, he is really not pleased because Oku Satcher is down here at this end. And there's, appearing to Michael Connell, a tremendous amount of contact there, and then his big guy with a little bump gets called for a foul on the open floor. Well, this puts Mike Valentine at the free throw line. And the Mustangs have taken the lead.
Downers Grove South, great composure at the line, converting multi-free throws here.
At this dead ball, we see Gary Bell back in for the Steelman. We see Eric Norberg back in for Downers. And we see a 2-point Downers Grove South lead.
And when Norberg gets the ball in his hand, he'll try to take Gary Bell, certainly with the 2 fouls. Mines wants it again. Oku Satcher, great position, great ball fake.
And this time he will go to the line.
Big body, smart play, gets the offensive board position.
Andy Mitchell with the personal foul. And it's nice having that 6'3", 220-pounder. And Mitchell does not like it. There was a lot of ball on that one.
Dick Blaze is saying, screen out, screen out. The poor Downers Grove South says, hey, look who I got to try to screen out, a mountain man here.
Satcher, what a job he has done from the free throw line. He is 63% on the season, but he has converted here in the postseason.
And Bob Koczkowski puts the 2 fists in the air, obviously a defensive call. We'll see what it is here in a second.
Joliet needs this free throw for the tie. Maybe the lead. Edmond. Not this time.
Again, easy shots. Shots around the basket, not being converted by Joliet. Defense is the 1-3-1 half-court trap.
Moreland hounded by Bates. Deflection to Downers. 2:06 to play in the first half. Mustangs have been down most of this half.
Great work from Norberg. Very, very smart play to Downers Grove South. Chip Bates got lost a little bit defensively, and Norberg took advantage.
Nice lob inside Bates. He looks for the bucket. Baffer
That'll be a jump ball. It'll go to Joliet.
Erasmus Baffer got a piece of it, and he's the man that wedged it in the rim.
Right, when a ball gets wedged there, it is a held ball or jump ball situation. It'll go to Joliet.
Well, the big juniors going after this one.
I can't get over the shots around the hole that Joliet's missed.
Good ball movement.
Bates! Another shot right there, not coming down with it.
Downers Grove South, the ball and the three-point lead.
Easy shot for Norberg. Can't that one, he missed it.
Here comes Edmond. Mustangs back quickly. Bell senses. The rebound behind by Chip Bates. And this momentum, Frank, in the last 4 minutes has really swung to the team in white.
Right now, Downers Grove South is so fired up and so emotional. Crowd really into it. Joliet needs to settle down. Michael Connell did a great job there taking a timeout. He'll be very calm in this particular situation. You don't want to certainly get flustered. No problem with the ball game, but right now momentum is certainly on the side of the white and blue.
Some people say, don't take a timeout in the last 90 seconds. Why waste a timeout in the last 90 seconds of the first half?
Well, I think you've got to be able to play and get a sense and feeling of the momentum and the ebb and flow of the game. I don't think you can set a rule saying we're never going to call a timeout there. I think Michael Connell sees his team do things he doesn't like, saw the three-point shot, perhaps, you know, easy shots missed, doesn't want the players to get frustrated with the situation, so he's going to bang one right now and get the most he possibly can out of the last 90 seconds of the half.
You know, the tremendous irony in this game plan for Michael Connell. He did not want any outside shots. He wanted to get the ball inside. The ball's been inside. Shots in the paint, but not made baskets in the paint.
Exactly. I think at halftime, you've got to go in and regroup the troops and say, hey, we're getting what we want. Ball's not going down for us. Let's not give up. Let's not relent. You've got to give Downers great credit, because even though they are getting it inside, that's shots under pressure. There's heavy body pressure on every one of those inside shots.
Eric Norberg, 15 points, 9 of them coming in the second quarter. And he has made a living at the free throw line.
I think we get a sense of why Norberg is as great a player as he is. I mean, he's there, he's around the ball, he finds a way to score.
He is 8 of 9 from the line in the first half. And it is now a 5-point Downers Grove South lead. It was 28-24, Downers on a 10-1 run.
Gary Bell not understanding why he didn't get the hands on the ball there on the break.
House lean in.
House with the paint.
Exactly 60 seconds to play in the first half. 3-point Mustang lead.
Big defensive trip here for the Steelmen.
Antoine Cuby with it. Cuby very quiet. He only has a pair of free throws, and he averages 16 points per game.
Dick Blaze wants that last shot.
Now, will Michael Connell allow him the last shot?
They're going to go to traps.
Clock down to 35 seconds. Trap being ready to be set. Ed Precht with it. Edmond gets a hand on the ball. Another and a foul on Bates.
Oh, geez, cheap foul, tough foul. One of those situations where it seems like every time Joliet's been around a loose ball, there's been some contact with the foul. They just haven't been able to get a break and get a clean steal.
Chip Bates draws his third foul with 23 seconds left in the first half.
And look who's at the free throw line again.
Eric Norberg. 9 of 10 from the line. Norberg with 18 first half points. Oku Satcher in for the final 23 seconds. Now Satcher has 2 personal fouls. Bates with 3, Bell with 2. (36-31) Downers Grove South. The Steelman with 20 seconds left.
They're going to want to attack. Don't want to hold it too long.
10 seconds.
Don't want to hold it too long.
Down to 7. O'Connell trouble. May have walked. It goes. Count it.
Count the basket. Oh my gosh. You talk about a hard-time play. O'Connell seeing that no one was doing anything. Everybody's standing around. The last guy you think you'd get a shot off here at the half, he takes it upon himself. Dives in there, throws the ball up, and it goes down. What a big shot. Big momentum builder for Joliet here, leaving at halftime.
Downers Grove wanted to travel on that one. Rory O'Connell, Steelman's second best free throw shooter. 67%.
Oh, no! John Ford!
We will walk to the other end of the floor, and when we get there, the man in the white jersey wearing number 23, Eric Norberg, will step to the line.
Big mistake. 3 seconds here in the half. You have an opportunity. You got a chance to cut it to 2. You missed a shot. They don't get a shot. You're okay. Now you're in a situation. They've got a 5 or 4-point spread here with 2 free throws. Oh, you hate that. Gary Bell's going to go back in.
Still 3 seconds on the clock. We had talked about the performance that you come to anticipate from Gary Bell, and indeed the big senior has 12 points. We've read about Eric Norberg. We've talked to people about Eric Norberg. This young man has 20 first half points, and he is carrying this Downers Grove South team. And that little exchange right there pretty much typifies the frustration that Joliet Township has felt. And look at the Downers Grove South fans as we watch JT go into the locker room. The Mustang fans are absolutely berserk. They have a 4-point lead on the state's 3rd-ranked team. Frank, Joliet Township has been down early in some games this year. We're talking about first quarter early. Now they walk into a halftime of a super-sectional game down by 4, and it's no fluke.
Biggest thing they've got to do is settle down, regroup, reassure themselves about how good, how talented, how capable they are, and go out and play the second half aggressively.
An absolutely fabulous super-sectional game from East Aurora finds Downers Grove South on top of Joliet Township. 37-33, Eric Norberg with 20 points for the Mustangs. Let's head back to our Romeoville studios now and Frank Vance. Frank.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Frank. 37-33, our halftime score. The Steelmen down by 4 points at the break point. And when we come back, we're going to take a look at some of the other super sectionals that are going on in the state of Illinois, plus review the first half highlights. You saw Joliet break out a little bit in the first quarter, but Downers Grove South coming out in a 10-1 run late in the second quarter. They have a 4-point lead at halftime. And we'll be back with that and much more right here on our live coverage of the East Aurora Super Sectional on WCTV Channel 15.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Sugar.
Now you're coming to my game, right?
I'm there.
Hey, Frank. Yeah, we could go over the blueprints right now. See you soon.
At Continental Cablevision, we're developing the technology that will provide you with interactive services.
Oh, hi, Mark. Sorry to bother you at home. This won't take long. A couple things I want to go through.
Because we know the most advanced technology...
Now, go do your dad thing. I'll see you on Monday.
...is technology that helps make your life a little better.
You are the thumbs and the eyes. You are the energy and the shine. You are the rhythm and the gift. You are the angel and the fist. You are the universe. You are the universe.
For the best television coverage of what is happening in your community, nobody beats Continental Cablevision Channel 15. This week and every week, all year long, WCTV 15 will be bringing you the finest in sports, arts, community affairs, and special events programming right into your living room. So tune into local life every day on WCTV 15, your community connection.
Back to our studio here in Romeoville. I'm Frank Vance. 37-33 is our halftime score, and we'll be sending it back out to East Aurora High School for the second half in just a few moments. Our score right now, as it stands, Joliet Township down by 4. but we're going to take a look at some of the other scores that are going on at the Super Sectional, specifically at Northwestern in Evanston, because the winner of this game will be taking on the winner of the Joliet Township Downers Grove South game that you're watching live here tonight. The score at halftime, Glenbrook North down by 3 points, 18-15. That is a halftime score. Warren with a record of 22-7, outdoing the once-defeaten Glenbrook North basketball team. The other game we're looking at Northern Illinois University in DeKalb. It's Hersey High School 37, St. Charles 26. Hersey with a record of 25-5. St. Charles a record of 23-6. Hersey leading that one at the break. And at the Metro Center in Rockford, it's Rockford-Boylan 39, Rock Island 35. A very high-scoring ball game in that one. Both teams coming in with a record of 25-4, and we'll get that score for you. 39-35. Rockford-Boylan up on top of that one. You see the score right there. And close by at Hinsdale Central, it is Thornton with a record of 26-1, 28-15 over St. Joseph. That score also at the break. So we'll be keeping a very close watch on that game at Northwestern in Evanston. As I said before, the winner of that game facing the winner of this game at the quarterfinals, which begins Friday at Assembly Hall at the University of Illinois. First half highlights, let's take a look at them, because Joliet definitely brought the crowd. They had this hard hats on. They're ready to go to work. This is what it looked like early on. And as the score was initially tied 2-2 in the beginning, Michael Mines then comes away with the break and the steal, and he is followed by Andrew LeCorone, yet he did not finish off the three-point play. Then later on, tied 6-6, Oatkuk Satcher gets the feed from Bell underneath. Joliet goes up on top, 8-6. Then Downers Grove South gets in the action. Eric Norberg, who's going to County St. Francis, ties it up at 8-8 with a foul up and his own miss. Then it ended up at 15-13 at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter action, tied at 17. Joel House inside off the pass from Bell. 19-17, Joliet Township goes up on top. Then a fast break off the John Ford rebound. Rory O'Connell over to Mines, who gets at the Joel House with the layup. 24-19, he gets fouled. This point, Joliet Township is up on top. Then it's time for Downers Grove South to come marching back. As I said before, they went on a 10-1 run. Eric Norberg, 20 first half points, and he pulls up for the J. It makes it 25-24 as they pulled within one. Then Milo Moreland with the steal. He goes all the way, ties it up at that point. And then later on, Rory O'Connell was able to drive with a foul and make a three-point play. However, they are down by 4 points right now, 37-33 at the halftime. So a lot more action coming up in the next 16 minutes of basketball action. So make sure that you stick with us here on WCTV 15, because in just a few, we're going to send it back to East Aurora for the second half coverage of our live Super-Sectional telecast between Joliet Township and Downers Grove South. 37-33 our score. We'll be back with that and much more right here on WCTV Channel 15.
Now it's a lot easier to catch TV you'll like on HBO. With 2 channels of HBO. HBO and HBO 2. Coming soon. Watch out.
Continental Cablevision is full of hair-raising fun. Hop along to the adventures of this bushy-tailed bunny and all his pals in The World of Peter Rabbit and Friends on the Family Channel. And what's the roughest part about being a kid? Turning into a dog. Watch the fur fly when Whoop returns, a kid's best friend, on the Disney Channel.
Cable TV's looking good on Continental. Our quality shows.
On Sunday, March 19th, TNT proudly presents John Goodman in the role of a lifetime.
I am the captain of my soul.
Champion of the week.
Tax the hell out of the rich and give it to the poor.
Hated by the powerful.
He's got to be stopped.
Kingfish, a story of Huey P. Long, premiering March 19th, only on TNT.
I make my rules.
The best movie studio on television.
Our name is Webbers and we come to say we sell blue jeans in a different way. If you're big and tall or slim and small, it don't matter, we can fit you all. We'll hem your jeans while you wait. We have shirts and jackets and they all look great. So don't go running all over the mall. Just come to Webbers and get it all.
Weber's, 1028 South State, Lockport, Illinois.
Remember, if you want to be in, you've got to get out to Webbers.
Welcome back to the East Aurora Super-Sectional. Along with Frank Palmasani, I'm Dave Bernhardt. A very surprising halftime score finds Downers Grove South on top of Joliet by 4. Downers with a 10-1 run in the second period to take the lead. They did not give it up in the last couple of minutes. Scoring leaders in this first half of play, Gary Bell for Joliet Township with a dozen. Joel House rather follows with 9, and then Mike Mines with 7. Eric Norberg, 20 first half points. Norberg, 12 of 14 from the free throw line. Downers Grove South in the first half, 17 of 20 from the line. 17 of their 37 come from the free throw line. And Frank, if we listen carefully, we can hear the chants of Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. Downers Grove South believes with 16 minutes left.
Yeah, there's no question about it. You could see that when Dick Flay said that this team is a team that doesn't have all the skills, doesn't have the greatest talent in the world, but they do have great character and great heart and great chemistry. You can see how that is put to practice on the floor. It's a relentless kind of team, a team that continues to stay with you, at you. You know, one of the interesting statistics was they said that no team had beat them during the course of the year by more than 7 points. They were in every game that they played, and now we can see why.
In fact, let's take a look at how these two teams got here. When you get to the Sweet 16, you have to win 4 games to do it. Now, Joliet, if you look at their scores, they cruise, topping the 80-point mark a couple of times. Downers South, the only tight ball game they really had, up until, of course, that double overtime game, was Lockport. Joe Gurra slowed the pace down, and Dick Flay's club escaped. And then the great win over Shepherd to get themselves here in double overtime. We mentioned Norberg, 29 points in that game, 15 coming in the overtime periods. In fact, Norberg hit a 3-pointer in the first overtime to force the second. So it's a long road to get here to the Super-Sectional, but boy, how long those next 16 minutes are going to feel, because then the trip to Champaign is at the other end.
Well, I think the big thing for Joliet is you got to play these 16 minutes not afraid to lose. You've got to play these 16 minutes eager to put your talent on the floor and to go all out and go after it. You can't be tentative. You can't be fearful of what can happen. And I'm sure Michael Connell talked about that. The talent is there. The energy will certainly be there. They just have to go after it.
Let's talk about the foul situation. You know, maybe we shouldn't say foul situation, because only Chip Bates has 3 fouls. He's the only player in really foul difficulty. How about the free throw situation? Joliet just cannot afford to put these people at the line.
Right, if they force the Mustangs to shoot the ball to score, shoot a ball from the field, they'll be fine. It's when they have to, when indeed they go to the line, that they're so devastating because of their tremendous percentages.
Downers Grove South outscored Joliet 24-18 in the second quarter, a very high scoring period. And we open up the second half of play. Glad you could be with us live here on Channel 15. Antoine Cuby quickly to open up the second half.
Right away they attack Bell and go into the player Bell is guarding. Cubby scores.
Mines off balance.
Not this kind of shot you want to start the second half when you're down. Michael Mines shooting an off-balance shot.
Biggest deficit of the night, 39-33. Joliet 27-2, third ranked in the state. Mines with the 3.
That's big. Michael Mines needs to shoot the 3-pointers when he's open. But otherwise, we've got to get the ball back into Gary Bell's hands.
Nearly a steal from Mines. In and out.
Big rebound.
Mines spots it again.
Boom! How quickly it can turn around.
Mines with 3 3-pointers on the evening, and the Steelmen have pulled into the tie. Off balance, Valentine. Foul on Valentine.
Doesn't take long when you have the ability of Joliet.
Michael Mines, 1 and now 2 3-pointers. He opens up the second half. And now very quickly, just 60 seconds into this half, Steelman a chance to take the lead. O'Connell gets a pick. Mines again, he wants it.
Smart.
Baseline drive, Joel House.
Smart, not forcing the shot, rotating the ball. Joliet now looks like they're in a rhythm.
The third quarter is Steelman time. They have ripped off 8 points in about 70 seconds. Antoine Cuby answers.
Cuby's got that ability, he's got the quickness to match.
Mines, double pumps it.
Michael Mines deciding he's gonna come up big here in the second half.
15 points for Mines. He has 8 of the Steelman's 10 here in quarter number 3. Ball inside Mitchell.
Look at Gary Bell rebound the ball.
The big guy leads the break. We turn it the other way. Norberg around Bell, a runner.
Oh gosh, 2 bad passes, Gary Bell, that hurt.
Give credit to Downers Grove South. Joliet on one of their little runs. You can feel the momentum switch. 1 turnover, and then Downers Grove South stays right there. Mines, big second half.
Mike O'Connell, good job. Calling a timeout right away. Joliet had the run, came right back at it. 2 very, very bad passes. And right now, we've got a situation where Downers Grove South is not going to find themselves out of this game. They're just they've had the great tenacity, stick to it in this. They're not going to get blown out.
Joel House on the baseline drive. He is the only man that has scored for Joliet other than Mike Mines here in the third quarter. Back to Downers Grove South. We were in this exact same location exactly 1 year ago. Joliet, 72-59 winners over Downers Grove South. You know, we talked in the pregame about how that team, the Downers Grove South team, had more basketball talent. This team more of a team. And the other thing I've seen from Dick Blaze's team this year, he goes to his bench. He has players that will be rested. They were worn out last year. I don't know if that's going to happen tonight.
No question about it. His philosophy of using 9, used them in the first half, certainly can prove to be very, very effective down the stretch.
Now the Mustangs a chance for the lead with 5:52 to play in the third quarter.
Great job running your out-of-bounds stuff. At Joliet running in circles.
Andy Mitchell's bucket gives the Mustangs the lead. House, contact, no call, rebound inside, Mustangs.
Cuby comes right back at it.
Pulls it up, it's a 4-point lead.
Wow, shake and bake at the free throw line.
Antoine Cuby with 6 points here in the third quarter. And right now, Downers Grove South back to their 4-point halftime lead.
You know, right now, after that top screen, what's happening is Mustangs are playing so soft defensively that there appears to be a great opening, but there's all kind of white shirts around the basket and very hard to get an open shot.
You know, very briefly before we went to that replay, we saw Gary Bell, a look of frustration on his face. All right, time to remove that look and put on a look of determination with 5:23 to play in the third quarter. Mines has been hot. Rebound to Precht. Cuby, he's been hot. Offensive foul.
Great job. You come down, you make 3 big shots for your club. You miss one, but then you go do it on the defensive end. Michael Mines, big defensive stop.
For Antoine Cuby now, that is his 3rd foul. It comes with 5:11. Check that. Oh, okay, it is his 3rd foul. They had it on the board momentarily as his 4th. It comes with 5:07 to play in the third quarter. Oku Satcher. Bell gives up to House. House to the rack, and he's at the line for a chance for 3.
House loves that move. When they run the clutch series, the ball is reversed. House takes it to the baseline hard and twists around the basket for a score.
Joel House has averaged 15 points per game in the tournament. He comes in on the season averaging an 11.5, and he has 13 here this evening. Mines with 15, Gary Bell with 12. Steelman have pulled within 1. proven to be a very steady point guard for the Mustangs. QB on the pull-up. You know, Dick Blaze said, in order for us to beat Shepherd, we had to play our game at a different level. In order for us to beat Joliet Township, we have to yet rise another level above that, and he's done it tonight.
I think they have, certainly.
JT a chance to take the lead here. 18-footer. Bell down.
Gary Bell needs to get some rhythm. Really has not been able to assert his ability on the floor yet, but you know Gary Bell, he's able to do it in spurts, and if he gets the ball in his hand 4 or 5 times in a row, look out.
The lead back into Steelman's hands. Now did House get a piece of that? Yes.
Oh, didn't even look close there. Joel House switched off. Now he's the player guarding Norberg here in the second half, and has really done a great job of neutralizing Norberg.
Well, he might have gotten a fingertip on it.
Got a whisker.
You know, when Joel looked back, he knew he touched it. 4:13 to play, third quarter. This is the Super-Sectional, the winner to Champaign, and House just fouled.
House attempting to keep the ball away from Norberg, went for the big reach, got called with the foul.
Well, that's the matchup we see in the second half. You put your best defensive player on the other team's best offensive player.
They'll take the risk of the size advantage going to Norberg, and they'll play him defensively. Nice job by Oku Satcher. Norberg's got that sixth sense to isolate him one-on-one around the basket. They're just looking for a way he can sneak open.
Crone will give it off to Freck. Norberg down to Baffer. LaCrone in trouble, tough shot. Bell with the one-arm push-off and a one-hand rebound.
Here comes O'Connell running it into the corner.
In rhythm.
It's the jump shots they're doing it now for Joliet. They've gotten away from the inside game, but it's the perimeter shooting. Just so many dimensions on the Joliet team.
QB draws contact.
Ooh, that was a tough one.
Joel House just set up in rhythm. You can see the flow of the game, the ball coming down the floor, and Rory O'Connell, you know, he gets an assist. Okay, that's great. But he could see just when Joel was ready to load up. You got him deliver the ball perfectly.
In the open floor, on the break, Rory O'Connell sees both sidelines. He delivers the ball into either sideline based on who's fanning out open. Sees the floor beautifully.
Gary Bell has just picked up his third foul. Comes with 3:36 to play in the third quarter. Downers was 17 of 20 from the line in the first half.
We haven't seen Downers miss 2 shots in a row yet. They did it right there.
So now Joliet working on a 4-point lead. Wayne Edmondson, he has it. House comes up big.
With Gary Bell out of the game, Joel House is going to do it from the offensive end.
He has 19 points. LaCrone and Satcher with it, and here comes maybe that patented JT run. We've seen it the last 2 years. It's usually come in the third quarter. They were down by 10 moments ago.
Quickness on the part of QB.
The foul goes against House. Joliet was down by 4 moments ago. They've turned that into a 6-point lead. And House now pick up his third foul.
I was just going to say we got to be conscious of Joel House now in foul trouble as well.
He will have a seat with 2:47 left here in the third quarter. House with 10 points in the third. At the line will be QB.
They're going to elect to take Michael Mines out. He got a little ouchie there on the last possession. And bring Rory O'Connell in for Mines instead of House. But House has got the 3 fouls. Now House is coming out. John Ford goes in.
Antoine QB missed a couple of free throws a second ago. He's only a 50% free throw shooter on the year. Downers within 5. Chip Bates, the inside position.
Here comes Rory.
Nothing there.
Joliet has the 3 big men now in the game.
Ford came off a pick, but Norberg was there for the rebound. Valentine picks it up, gives to Norberg. Inside QB, works against the big 6'8" Ford. Spaffer, tough shot. Bates away with it.
Look at Rory O'Connell getting that ball off the floor in a hurry.
We have 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Joliet, who had trailed by 4, up by 5. O'Connell the drive. Count it!
I'll tell you right now, Dave, I am so impressed with the ball game that Rory O'Connell is having. Taking control of the floor, seeing the floor, getting the ball in the open man, coming up big with big shots. Made that big 3-point shot late in the half, and now a big one here.
And he took it straight to the hole against the big guy, Erasmus Spaffer. Now a 7-point Joliet lead. Edmond crashes the board for the Steelmen.
Joliet now back to their traditional 3-guard play, bringing Michael Mines in.
They quickly swing it left side. Ford kicks it back out Mines.
Good job, no hurry.
Bates, 12-footer.
Bates can hurt you. He comes off the bench, he'll get the big rebound for you, and that time makes the sure soft shot around the lane.
And the biggest lead of the night for Joliet, 57-48. Norberg is hammered.
Norberg shows ball at the 3-point line, keeps his balance, goes to the hole. Norberg continues to impress.
He has but 2 points in this quarter, and that is after a 14-point second quarter.
You know, one of the things we talked a little bit about at halftime, Dave, Dick Flay shared with me before the game, although I don't think he wanted in any way to use this as an excuse, certainly not at all, but Norberg has been ill. Had a 101 fever today, struggled much of the day, was in school, had a tough time getting through the day, but obviously still playing big time here tonight.
And we remind you, Pat Sullivan has them all signed up to head to the College of St. Francis. This is a young man that signed early with CSF before his season really got underway.
Excuse me, David. And Sully, if you're watching this baby at home tonight, I know you're not in the gym, or if you see it on a replay, hey, we think we're going to see great things with St. Francis next few years with this young man playing.
And he comes away with the steal. To Valentine. Ford is there, no whistle. Valentine will bring it back out. Norberg for 3. Thatcher. We're under a minute in the third quarter.
Mike Lutz puts his big 2 hands up. He wants that ball slowed down. They'll go ahead and take the last shot if they can get it.
The winner of this game will play in the opening round of the quarterfinals in Champaign Friday afternoon. They will play either Glenbrook North or Warren. Steelman looking for their second consecutive trip to the Final 8. 25 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Now for sure they'll run it down. Now they take that 4 corners and they run them all to the baseline. Now Edmond do his thing here one-on-one, goes to O'Connell.
With 5 seconds.
Penetrates, dishes. Oh, you can't do it better than that. You can't diagram it better than that. So well executed. Breaking the defense down, Rory O'Connell penetrating the lane. We've seen Rory O'Connell have some very, very big games in tournament play, but I think this is his biggest of all.
Steelman outscoring. Downers go south 26-13 in the third period, and they'll take a 9-point lead into that fourth quarter of play.
Dick Boyd on tow truck. Rob Gouldsby on bodywork. On paint, the Three Amigos. And on detail, Ed Fisher.
No matter how you wreck your vehicle, the Rendell's team will orchestrate your collision repair.
Rendell's, your GMC Commercial Truck Center, Joliet's finest collision specialists.
A very special thanks to the folks at Rendell's for being one of our local sponsors on all of the Game of the Week coverage here in the postseason. Now, you be sure to visit Rendell's Commercial Truck Center at Route 53 and Mills Road in Joliet for just a great selection of new and used GMC trucks. And do us all a favor, when you stop in, tell them you heard about their great deals right here from watching the Game of the Week. Live from East Aurora High School, it's the state Super-Sectional. I'm Dave Bernhardt. Frank Palmasani alongside. Frank Vance is back in our studios. And we are down to the final 8 minutes before the teams get down to Champaign. Steelman, the 9-point lead. Joel House had 10 points in the third quarter. Michael Mines opened it up with 8 big ones.
Joliet running their stuff, taking their time, no hurry. Spreading it out.
They've used 30 seconds off the fourth quarter clock. Ford. Inside possession is Satcher. Again.
Satcher just stays with you, stays with you. First shot was blocked by Baffer. Satcher stayed with it, got it again. Went up, ball fake. Got the foul.
He came back February 3rd, and he's been a man.
If I was Mike O'Connell, baby, I'd have that little date circled. Poku Satcher's coming back onto my club on February 3rd. That's a celebration for me. Oh, what a dimension he brings to this ball team.
Misfires on the first free throw. Last year, these two teams met right here. It was a big third quarter for JT. They eventually won it by 13. And Steelman now with the 9-point lead over the 23-6 Mustangs from Downers Grove South. Satcher with 6 points, the biggest lead of the night at 10. Mike Valentine hounded by Edmond. House guarding Eric Norberg. This is Antoine Cuby. He gives off to Baffer. Stillwing forcing that pressure. Valentine says, why not? Dick Blaze did not like that shot. Mines pops. Bring it up.
No, oh my Lord. Oh, from the O-zone, from the outer space area on the floor. And a big steal trying to call timeout Downers. Joliet will convert big. They'll convert big with a big slam dunk by Gary Bell. Oh, gosh. We're talking about a nip and tuck game that is now 15.
Mike Mines started this burst.
Look at his shot. You know, Mike Mines has been rather silent in the tournament. You know, I mean, he's been a good complimentary player, but all of a sudden.
Mines with 10 points, 11, 11, and 14 in the first 4 games of this tournament. He has 18 tonight, 11 coming in the second half. He has hit 4 3-pointers on the evening, 3 here in the second half of play. Let's update you on some scores from around the state of Illinois after we take a look at this Gary Bell dunk. Downers wanted a timeout. Bell jammed it through. Other scores in the fourth quarter. The winner of this game here at East Aurora will face the winner of Glenbrook North and Warren. That game is in the fourth quarter. Glenbrook North a 38-37 lead. At halftime, Edwardsville leads Centralia 31-20. St. Charles all over Hersey at the beginning of the fourth quarter is 52-31. Thornton having their way with St. Joe's 47-26. The start of the fourth quarter. Rockford Boylan by 3, 54-51 over Rock Island at the beginning of the fourth quarter. House with the steal. It is a 17-point lead.
Wow.
It was 59-50 to open up the period. The Steelmen have rattled off 8 straight.
What an absolutely awesome display of basketball here in the third quarter.
Andrew LeCrone is bumped by Mines. And Downers, does he want another timeout? Yes, he does. Dick Blaze says, give me another timeout. It comes with 5:35 to play here in the game. You know, you felt like it's a strange sort of night, but then out of nowhere, in the darkness of night, there it comes.
It really is amazing. I mean, here we were sitting at a sort of a passive first half team. A team that was uncertain, a team that was missing shots around the basket, a team where the momentum was all in Downers Grove South fashion. A Downers Grove South team that wouldn't quit. If they were down a little bit, they wouldn't quit. They would just keep coming and hang tough and get a big basket. And I can't even remember now the last 2 minutes. I can't even tell you what's happened in the last 2 minutes because it's been a blur. That's how quickly Joliet has been able to turn it on.
67-50. Downers really needs a bucket in the worst way here. They find Norberg.
Oh, look at Norberg. Wow. Well schooled. Gets the ball with his back to the basket, knows exactly what to do with it. Great drop step, great body leaning in, gathering his momentum while he gets the foul. Look at that great job.
Norberg with just 4 points in the third quarter after a 20-point first half that saw him hit 12 of 14 free throws in the first half. He is 14 of 16 from the line tonight.
Hey, Dave, when does the oxygen tank come out?
Better get here in a hurry. Man.
Jeez.
That free throw breaks the streak. 5:25 to play in this one. Edmond runs the point. Bell, count it. Gary Bell now with 20. He has 20, Mines 18, House 19.
Dick Blaze trying really hard to try to keep his club in this one. But I'll tell you, with every possession, it's getting further and further away from him.
Bell, 1 on 3. Rebound to Mitchell. Breck finds LeCrone, who banks it. Steelman in no hurry with 4:40 left. Back up it goes to Mines. Now Edmond. Downers really in a tough situation here. They cannot play too much tighter as Steelman will go right around them.
Joe House doing a nice thing.
Norberg the foul with 4:07 to play.
Right, Joliet's going to run their offense. If they can get a shot, fine. If they can't, they'll just pull it out, take their time, take time off the clock, and allow Downers Grove South to foul.
Norberg here just a little bit too tight on the reach in.
You know, you can't overestimate now the value of hitting your free throws down the stretch. Joliet certainly has a wide spread, but it can be narrowed quickly if you don't make free throws.
They're in the bonus from here on out. How about scoring balance from the Steelmen tonight? With 4 minutes to play, Bell and House with 20 each, Mines with 18. And we're back to a 17-point lead.
You know, we talked before the game, and we featured Joel House from a defensive standpoint. We had no idea he was going to come out and get 21 points here with 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter.
He had 24 against Cremoni in the sectional semis. Inside position to Norberg. He has 28. Coming off a 29-point performance in the double overtime win over Shepherd in the sectional final. But this clock is ticking with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game. Connell bothered by Frank. Bell with a nice recovery. Can't stay with the big man. Erasmus Baffer having a tough time getting around Oku Satcher. And a nice little sort of teamwork between Bell and Satcher. We've seen it here in the month of February and early March. One and one for Satcher coming up. Let me remind you, early in the third quarter, Joliet took the lead. They were down by 4 at the half. They took the lead. Downers came right back, led by 4. And then the question is, what happened? Up to a 17-point lead. We're at 16 right now.
You know, as we watch the last few minutes of this game, we see Joliet run the clock down and Downers try to catch up. You know, we've got to make a few comments about Mike O'Connell, who we're going to be coaching. We're going to be watching him coach his last game here. Who knows? Maybe for a long time, maybe for only a few years, and he'll get back in it. But what a job Mike O'Connell has done over the years for the Joliet program. Sort of an egoless guy, Dave. Just look tonight, and you can see the great contribution he gets from his assistants. That wouldn't happen if Mike didn't let it happen. Mike wants those guys to contribute. They contribute on the practice floor, in the game. What a great quality there is. That is for a head coach.
House's bucket gives him 23. LeCrone answers back.
You know, you also are struck by the fact that Mike has dealt with coaching his son. Now, he talked about that being a great thrill, but also what a great challenge. And yet, he hasn't missed a beat in doing it. No one's even noticed the fact that that's been an issue. Mike's done a great job with that as well.
Norberg comes back. Rory O'Connell with it. Mike O'Connell has been to the Super-Sectional 4 times, and he's 2 minutes away from winning his second straight Super and a berth to Champaign.
And what great rapport he's had with his players over the years. Players never complain about playing for OC. They talk about him. They love to come back and see him, see his teams play, and just talk with him personally. You know, I also think, Dave, that one of the toughest challenges in coaching is to do what you're expected to do. Joliet was expected to go downstate this year, and Mike O'Connell has got his team there. But great credit to Mike, the coaching staff, and all the players in the Joliet program.
Timeout called by Downers Grove South with exactly 2 minutes to play. It is a 74-58 Joliet lead. And the fans are starting to make their way out of this big East Aurora High School gym. Again, Frank Manson will be with you during the postgame. He will update you on scores from across the state. The one, of course, that we'll be keeping an eye on will be Glenbrook North and Warren, because that will be the first-round matchup downstate. Well, Frank, it goes back a year ago. You talked about Mike O'Connell, people expecting him to win. When this program was combined, people said, okay, yeah, he should win. Or there were other people that might say, oh gosh, he could never control all these different personalities from different schools.
And what a challenge that was. He had to bring 2 schools together, balance all of the, you know, let's face it, every player has an ego, balance all of that, and the loyalty and dimensions of each school, and he's done that so well. And let's not forget, he had a player that was recruited at Division I level. And so you got all those issues that he had to deal with. And again, balancing it all, putting it all together, dealing with the ups and downs of the season, but coming up gracefully here in a position where he's got his team where he wants him, down back to Champaign.
That ball game will be played at 12:15 Friday from the Assembly Hall. Hey, be sure to join us tomorrow night live at 6:30 on Inside Local Sports. We'll be talking to Bert Masters, former Providence Catholic great baseball player, now with the Kane County Cougars in their ticket department. Also, very, very special sports announcement coming up on Inside Local Sports.
I hear the Kane County ticket is the hottest ticket in town.
And those tickets max out at $6.
I couldn't believe it. We have a group of people from work going to see Kane County. We were trying to put a group together this summer. We had a hard time getting tickets for a minor league game.
Well, then you're going to be watching tomorrow night to find out how you can get a hold of them.
Burke Masters, one of the greats.
You know, during that last timeout, just as they came out of a timeout, the Joliet fans, you saw them going crazy, but the Downers Grove South fans, Eric Norberg walked in front of his fans, directly in front of his fans, pointed at him as if to say, thank you so very much.
Class.
Rory O'Connell has 5 points. You pick up the box score tomorrow morning, 5 points, 6 points, 7 points, whatever he ends up with. It has no degree whatsoever of measurement of what he has meant to this game. 76-58 with 1:40 to play. Norberg shakes his way loose from Joel House. The clock stops with 1:32 left.
How about the year that Rory O'Connell, Oku Satcher have had, you know, being able to have the great football season and come back and do what they're doing in basketball.
Good move here by Mike O'Connell, getting Joel House out of there. Joel was talking to the Downers Grove South bench. A little bit of lip going back and forth. I don't think Dick Blaze took too kindly of it, and I don't believe the people on the Downers Grove South bench did either. So Mike says, Joel, let's get out of here. You can kind of pick up the Joliet fans saying, this is our house. Well, the last 2 years, it sure has been. You know, actually, when you look back, this has not been a kind gym for our area teams. Back in 1993, Bradley Bourbonnais eliminated Lockport. In 90, Bloom took care of Joliet West. Previous year, Bloom beat Joliet Central. Joliet Catholic fell to Blue Trail in 88. Well, Steelman fans, it felt like, at least the last 2 years, this East Aurora gym has been to their liking.
Well, we can't say enough also, Dave, about the effort Downers Grove South displayed tonight. I mean, you talk about a team that had visions of glory, had visions of an upset, and put it on the floor, laid it on the line. They certainly did that.
This guy has been the main reason. Norberg now matches his last performance of 29 points. He is a 6'4" senior. .30 points. But it is still a 16-point Joliet lead. That's an over and back violation. Edmond got stuck in the air.
Bob Koskowski's son comes down from the stands in his arms. That's exciting. He knows what this means. Daddy's going to get a chance to go down to Champaign again. And Eric Norberg comes out of the game. Big hugs from the bench. And the crowd clearly appreciates what he's all about.
Young man hit 18 of 21 free throws. When you pick up the paper in the morning, actually, if you pick up the paper, you've watched our game, so it doesn't mean anything to you. But other people that pick up the paper in the morning will see the score and you say, yeah, that's just about what we expected. This one turned in the third quarter.
Well, sometimes fans have a tendency to call these big win games blowouts, but no way, baby, was this one of those.
Valentine powers his way in. And the clock will stop with 43 seconds to play. That gives us an opportunity, Frank, to thank everybody that's been with us here on our Channel 15 broadcast through the entire season. It certainly means a great deal to us to have you stop us, pull us over, and let us know how much you enjoy these broadcasts. And I will tell you this, speaking for Frank and myself, the feeling is completely mutual. We have thoroughly enjoyed this.
Oh, gosh. This is like heaven, isn't it? Having an opportunity to be around a game you love, hopefully make a little bit of a contribution to it for people who can't be at it personally, can see it back home. And there are no better fans of area athletics than the Joliet fans, the Will County fans. They prove it time and time again in support of all their teams. Joliet this year is an example of that.
Mike O'Connell clears his bench. Milo Moreland will drop that one in.
Figure that one out. You had the Downers Grove South shooting and Downers Grove South having the inside position on the free throw. No one even cared.
This game will be a little bit closer to final score. Ball lost out of bounds. And with 23 seconds left, you know, last year at this time it was a 72-59 final. Joliet won that one. We're in a 12-point difference right now. Stillman were eliminated in the first round of the quarterfinals by Carbondale last year. They have bigger things on their mind in 1995. Paul Purcell with it with 12 seconds left.
Think these guys don't want to get their name in a scorebook?
You know, because this is official state tournament right here. When you start with your Sweet 16, these are the ones that officially go in the IHSA record book. We have 12 seconds to play. Downers will bring it up. Matt Horner with 7. And the Steelman one. Final opportunity to add to this 76-64 lead with 5 seconds left. Eric Patnodes will go to the line with 2 seconds to play.
Officials calling the game complete to the end.
The ropes are up here at East Aurora to keep the fans back. We'll see. The gym filing out except for the Downers Grove South fans and of course the Joliet Township fans. JT fans aren't done yet this year. And for the second year in a row, the Joliet Township Steelmen will be a member of the state of Illinois' Elite Eight. 76-64 over Downers Grove South. And Champaign better get ready. The Steelmen will be bringing a 28-2 record down there and a determination to take it all the way. Frank, this game had us sitting literally on the edge of our seats. We didn't know a crazy night. In the end, over 32 minutes, it all evens out.
Everything that Joliet does well, they did tonight. They did it in a spurt. That's all it takes for them. It was an up and down game the first half. The first half, Downers Grove South did everything they wanted done. They played with Joliet. They made Joliet realize that they were going to be in a tussle. But in the second half, Joliet's talent comes to the forefront. And how about Michael Mines? The big three-point shots from the perimeter. And here comes Joliet acknowledging their crowd. Gary Bell, Rory O'Connell, Michael Mines, the coaching staff, wanting the crowd to be a part of the excitement and the fun.
Bottom line, if the crowd can't come to you, you go to the crowd. But gentlemen, that crowd is going down to Champaign. Our final score from East Aurora, the Steelmen 76, Downers Grove South 64. We're not done from East Aurora, but let's go back now to our studios in Romeoville and Frank Vance. Frank?
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Frank. 76-64, the final. Joliet Township making its way downstate to the Elite Eight for the second year in a row. And throughout this entire broadcast, you may have wondered why Frank Palmisani was so excited. Well, if you may remember, approximately about 15 years ago, he was with a certain young gentleman named Walter Downing playing in the Elite Eight on St. Patrick's Day. And you wondered what happened during that year? Same could happen for Joliet Township in 1995. When we come back, we will let you know who Joliet Township is going to be facing in that first quarterfinal game, which will be played at 12:15 in Assembly Hall at Champaign-Urbana. All that plus the entire game highlights right here on our live coverage of the East Aurora Super-Sectional on WCTV Channel 15.
Continental Cablevision, committed to progress, to improvement, to the community, is hard at work reconstructing and upgrading equipment to build a state-of-the-art cable system using the technology of the future. These improvements will provide a system of new and better entertainment and information choices. So what does this mean to our customers? It means the clearest, most reliable reception ever. Continental Cablevision, looking to the future.
My wish is to visit my grandparents on their farm and pet the cats and ride the horse and just be able to see them.
My wish is to meet the Golden State Warriors basketball team. I like Disneyland.
These kids aren't asking for very much. Please, help us give it to them.
Welcome back to our studio here in Romeoville, and we'll be sending it back for some post-game interviews in just a few moments. But we wanted to let you know we do have a final score because Joliet Township on Friday at 12:15 p.m., a game that you'll be able to see on Sports Channel, a part of Continental Cablevision, and that will be Glenbrook North, because Glenbrook North defeated Warren by a score of 47-44. That's the final score from the Northwestern Super-Sectional in Evanston. Glenbrook North moves to 29-1. Another Super-Sectional at Northern Illinois University in DeKalb. We know that Hershey had won, and that's something that we have known, but down at the Metro Center at Rockford, we know that Rockford-Boylan had lost to Rock Island. Rock Island wins 72-67. 72-67 is a final score of that ball game. A final. Rock Island moves into quarterfinal play. Then over at Hinsdale Central, one of the other scores that we do have, Thornton defeats St. Joseph 66-41, so they'll move on. So our winners thus far, Thornton, and also Edwardsville was a 1-point winner over Centralia. Edwardsville moves to 24-4. So the winners that we know of so far are Glenbrook North, which Joliet Township will be facing, Hershey a winner, Edwardsville a winner, along with Rock Island and Thornton. And you know that Farragut is already in quarterfinal play, joining Joliet Township. We're still waiting for a Peoria Manuel Quincy, and hopefully we might be able to have that before the end of our telecast. 76-64 the final. You may remember what happened in the first half. It was Joliet and then Downers Grove. But in the second half, it was all Joliet Township. Let's take you back to the beginning when this game had started. It was nick and tuck back and forth. And as we look at the highlights, the crowd on hand, everybody traveling out to East Aurora. But what did it? Michael Mines up with the steal. They're down 4-2. This ties it at 4-4 early going, followed by Andrew Crone. And Michael Mines wasn't able to complete the three-point play, but then tied at 6-6. Oku Satcher underneath from the feed from Bell. That makes it 8-6 Joliet Township. Then Downers Grove South gets into the action. Eric Norberg, who will be going to CSF, tied at 8-8. Follow-up with his own miss. That was 15-13 in the first quarter. Then Joel House inside in the second quarter, making it 19-17. Then Joliet Township on a fast break. Off the John Ford rebound to Rory O'Connell to Mines. To Joel House, he puts it up with the layup. 24-19 at that point. Joel House on fire to start a game that he will always remember. Downers Grove South coming back. The Mustangs, Eric Norberg, 20 first half points, and on this break pulls up for the J. That makes it 25-24. They pull within one. Then Milo Moreland with the steal. He goes all the way. That point tied at 28-28, but they went on a 10-1 run late, and we're up 37-33.5. In the second half, it was Michael Mines once, Michael Mines twice. He ties it up at 39-39, and it was back and forth and back and forth. Then Anton Kuby for the Mustangs, drive, the pull up. At that point, Downers Grove South is up by 4. Then Joel House, a three-pointer. 10 points alone by House in the third period. It was 51-47 at that standpoint. Roy O'Connell in the crowd with the drive and the foul. He looks up at the scoreboard and sees them up 55-48. It ended up 59-50 at the end of the third. Then Mines, a long drive three-pointer. Then off a steal, Dwayne Edmond to Gary Bell. He brings down the house. Joliet Township goes on with the win, 76-64, the final. They move on with the bump and the grind and take their fans along with them as they make the drive. Down 55-47. over to Route 74 and they take it in to Champaign, Urbana. However way that they're going to get there, well, they'll be letting you know when tickets will be available, but we do know that the game will be played around 12:15, depending upon what happens in the first game of the day on Friday, and you can watch the game on Sports Channel. Our coverage has been phenomenal throughout the entire live telecast here at WCTV Channel 15. And while we have this chance, we want to make sure we're going to be sending it back to Dave Bernhardt and Frank Palmisani for some live interviews in just a few moments. But we'll do that after we take this time out. Here, once again, a final score. Joliet Township going down state, part of the Elite Eight, and we'll be back with that and much more right after this break here on Continental Cablevision WCTV Channel 15.
Every generation has a story to tell. Join an Academy Award-winning cast including Jane Fonda, Meryl Streep, and Jodie Foster when Continental Cablevision explores women's changing roles in A Century of Women on TBS. And more teenage boys now die from gunshot wounds than all other causes combined. Continental Cablevision covers this tragedy and looks for answers in investigative reports shot by a kid, only on A&E.
Our quality show.
Has Saturday night lost its magic?
Honey, what do you say you and me dance, huh? Darling, you got real pretty hair. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
You know, you just might want to stay in with HBO Saturday nights. It's a new movie never shown before on HBO. Every Saturday night, guaranteed.
I feel hotter than a rooster in a hen house.
Oh, boy. HBO Saturday nights.
You just left us and you came back because it was turning into somewhat of a romp by Joliet Township. They went on to win 76-64. Joliet Township goes up and they will move to the Elite Eight and go down to Assembly Hall in Champaign, University of Illinois. A great weekend. Games going on St. Patrick's Day and then also followed by the semifinals on Saturday with the final and championship to be held Saturday night. Joliet Township, you may remember last year, lost in the opening round to Carbondale, who eventually lost to Peoria Manual, which went on to win the boys class AA state championship. We're still waiting for a score from Peoria Manual as they were playing at Illinois State University in Normal. Peoria Manual with a record of 29-2 taking on the Blue Devils of Quincy. We don't have a final of that one yet, but we do have finals from other super-sectionals around the state of Illinois. Once again, Joliet Township will be facing Glenbrook North, who was a 47-44 winner. And at the Northern Illinois in DeKalb, at that super-sectional, it was Hershey who came out a winner. At Southern Illinois in Carbondale, it was Edwardsville, a 53-52 winner over Centralia. Centralia, up until that point, only had one loss in the season. And then at the Rockford Metro Center, it was Rock Island 72-67 over Rockford Boylan. Both teams came into that ball game with an identical record of 25-4, but Rock Island will move on to Elite Eight play. And then at Hinsdale Central, just down the street, or I should say just north of us a little bit, Thornton was a 66-41 winner over St. Joseph. St. Joseph finishing out somewhat of a Cinderella season, coming into to this super-sectional play with a record of 22-7. And out of all those teams, they didn't have somewhat of the best score, but they gave it all their might and ended up losing 66-41. And we are going to go back to Dave Bernhardt and Frank Palmisani in just about 1 minute. And once again, just to recap a little bit, it was Joliet Township up 15-13 at the end, or I should say the score is 15-13 at the first quarter, and then they were down 37-33 at halftime, while coming out strong in the third quarter, going up 59-50, and then finally finishing out at the score you see behind me, 76-64. And I do have a cue that we are ready to go back out to Dave Bernhardt and Frank Palmisani, who are standing by at East Aurora High School, and I'm sure they are celebrating and getting ready to make their travel plans to go down to Champaign-Urbana. Dave?
Well, the organ music in the background, almost melancholy, almost anticlimactic tonight, but it's Steelmen are making their second trip downstate. 76-64 the final, and we're going to, in the next 10 minutes, try to get all 5 seniors on here with us right now. Gary Bell and Rory O'Connell. And Gary, we're looking early in the third quarter. People are a little bit nervous in this gym.
Never fear. You know, JT is here, you know. We wanted to make it an exciting game, you know, for the fans. You know, that was all planned. So, yeah, so, you know, we wanted to give OC, you know, he was too confident, you know. We wanted to